Secret Lair Summer Superdrop has been announced. It was an inevitable thing that we were going to get another Secret Lair, and this one is pretty cool. Today we are going to talk about Ornithological Studies, the last of the 5 drops of Summer Superdrop.
Birds of Paradise, Swan Song, you're here to find out, are these cards worth it? The video starts right now.
Special thanks to our Patreon supporters who power our channel. Check out our Patreon for monthly giveaways, exclusive content, and even a starring role in our fan fight series. Link in the description below.
Hello and welcome to the day.
Thank you for spending your time with us.
I'm Jake.
I'm Joel. Welcome back to another episode of Jake and Joel Are Magic. We're going to talk about Drop 5 of the Summer Superdrop series for Secret Lair called Ornithological Studies. But before we do that, if you would, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It really helps us out.
It's the best way to support the channel with just the click of a button. We have done reviews of all 5 of the Summer Super Drops at this point, so make sure you go check those out. We'll put them in the cards throughout the video so that you can watch those if you want. We're also going to do a review of the entire bundle, which includes a hidden surprise as well. Also later in the video, we're going to speculate on what stained glass planeswalker comes in this, so make sure to stick around for that if that's something that interests you.
Let's get into the cards. As we go through these, I want to start by telling you how we judge is it worth it. We've covered this in the other Secret Lair drops, but when we look at the cards, we consider the comparison price to be the lowest possible price that we can acquire a light played or better copy of the card that you're getting from Secret Lair as a playable copy of the card for whatever deck you want it. So we put the floor of these comparison costs pretty damn low so that we have a as accurate as we can. Is this absolutely worth the value? Things that we don't take into consideration. How much we like the art, how much you like the art, how much you want any of these individual cards with this new cool art on them. We also don't normally take into consideration if it's foil or not. We even compare these Secret Lair drops that are foil to their non-foil, light plate or better, cheapest possible set.
Especially
copy that
competitive
we can get.
cards.
Right, exactly. And that's got its own reasons, like Jake is alluding to. We don't really think that the cards that are competitive, for instance, the Lightning Bolt drop, should be considered awesome cool for foiling, because if you are going to use them for competitive play, we have seen in the past, historical evidence suggests that there will be some amount of curling with the Secret Lair foil process. We don't have to talk too much about foil in this one because these 5 birds are alternate art non-foil. So we're just going to go through the cards. Jake's going to tell us what we can acquire a playable copy of the card for, and at the end we'll take everything into consideration, including codes and whatever, planeswalkers, whatever, and tell you if we think it's worth it. Jake, that's a long-winded...
You've covered it.
Yeah, that's a long-winded caveat to the video, but Gilded Goose is where we start.
And the thing about Secret Lair, it is, and Joel briefly mentioned this, but it is the alternate art. You're not buying a product that you need here, you're buying a product that you want. Because all of these cards, and I will say about this, you can acquire all of them, and this product is at a $29.99 price point. After shipping and after taxes, you're looking at probably about $36 shipped, $35 or $36. All of these cards all in that we're about to talk about are $22.50. That means if you were to go on eBay and find them at their lowest possible price, shipped, this is what you could buy them at. And there will be a little bit of tax, but when you're buying a card that's, $2, you're not getting a lot of tax on that card. So Gilded Goose we're looking at right here. This is a card that has absolutely impacted Standard. It's impacted Pioneer and other formats as well. Gilded Goose is a $3 card. However, if you like this enchanted goose that's kind of, just floating along in the water, very, very beautiful goose. It's a nice overcast day.
Yeah, I did want to mention that as we move forward in these with Swan Song, which is probably the coolest in this whole collection as far as playability on a card. Not the coolest art, we'll get to that. But I do like how naturalistic this art is for these birds. It's titled Ornithological Studies. It's a very cool set of art because it looks like it would come right out of a, Audubon Society of Birdwatching book.
Yeah, if you're a bird watcher,
right.
I think that these are really, really beautiful cards. And I like to think my opponent just cast a Nether Void, and now I've cast a Swan Song, and this is what's left of the Nether Void is just this very beautiful swan.
Yeah.
Just kind of, Yeah, it's really nice. This
What can
one
we,
has just landed. Okay, Swan Song is $6.
Okay.
So, Swan Song, what you should know about that EDH staple, CEDH staple specifically, I mean, look what it does. In EDH, you're not really concerned with a 2/2 bird creature
Not
token
at all.
with flying. You know, if you're able to cancel or counter something as strong as like Omniscience or Nether Void or any kind of
For one,
you know,
it's
instant
really
or
about being
sorcery
able
spell,
to counter up
yeah,
to 3 different types of spells for
one blue.
1 blue mana. That's just
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah, I'm like stumbling over myself trying to talk about how good Swan Song is.
Right. Well,
But, I mean,
here's
the card is
Dovescape.
very,
This
very
one's
good.
not hard to talk about how not good it is. I mean, how good it is. What did I say?
Yeah, whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, counter that spell. That player creates X/1/1 white/blue bird creature tokens with flying. This is honestly a very brutal card if you have a way to deal with these birds.
Right. It's an EDH playable card, I should say. Now I'm stumbling over myself trying to explain Dovescape. It's an EDH playable card. That's pretty much it. You know, it's a fun EDH card. And again, the art, I love this art. This is like something that you would find in your elderly aunt's home. And they've just got these bird paintings all around the house, you know?
Right. Dovescape is a $2 card if you were to acquire it. If it's just, you know, kind of think of this Secret Lair like, I don't have any of these cards. If you don't have any of these cards, it's probably going to be more worth it to you.
Yeah.
But if you just want them for decks, if this is the first time you're seeing them, do you need the Secret Lair to have them? You don't.
That's how we, like I said, that's how we calculate the perceived value of these. Baleful Strix, I think this is what I was hinting at, is my favorite piece of art in the entire set. I just love this owl. It's just like a great horned owl that you would see a picture. It's so cool. I really love the art on these.
Yeah, I think it's really cool as well. Again, Baleful Strix, a card that used to have a high price point, has been reprinted into the ground at multiple different rarities. We just saw it in Mystery Boosters. We saw it in Eternal Masters. We saw it in Commander decks. This card has been reprinted a lot, and it has been affected by its price. Its price now reflects that, as Baleful Strix can now be found for around $4 to $4.50.
But a very iconic MTG card, I will say.
100%. I mean, look what it does. It's a 1/1 flying death touch that cantrips.
Yeah, it's a removal spell that can also attack,
blue,
essentially, and replaces itself. Yeah,
it's amazing.
It's a very good card. And here is one of the, OG iconic cards of MTG. If you had to pick a 1-cost spell from each color, Birds of Paradise is at least in the discussion of what would represent green.
I mean, evasion and floats for any color.
Right.
I mean, I don't really know what more you want. The only card that comes close to me is Noble Hierarch, because Noble Hierarch gives Exalted when a creature attacks alone. But this is the premier mana dork. I can't think of a better mana dork than Birds of Paradise. So from that perspective, this is really, really cool, and we see some beautiful art on this card.
Oh, yeah.
Birds of Paradise can be acquired for $7, but that's going to be like... Yeah, I mean, that's going to be like one of the old birds, maybe with like a white border. So if you're looking for that new updated art, I really do like this. And again, this is something that appeals to me that is going to be kind of conflicting for some people. I like that these cards are not foil. There's no chance that they're going to curl. So I really do. That really does appeal to me, especially with CEDH staples like Birds of Paradise or like Swan Song.
My anecdotal story about Bird of Paradise is when I started playing, I went to a tournament and I needed 4 Birds of Paradise. They were all white border and they were $20 a piece. And, to be able to play at a high level with a competitive deck in that tournament when I was a kid, it was $80 to acquire a full white border play set. And that was the Bird of Paradise art that's got like the orange bird flying towards the left of the card, really high up kind of perspective on an island in the background. It was that art in white border to get them.
OG.
Oh yeah. So Jake, we've talked about each of the individual cards and the prices. We also need to mention that it does come with a sleeve. You get the Bird of Paradise art on an arena sleeve, a code for that. You also get a code for 1 non-foil copy of each of these cards on MTGO. So, taking everything into account, before we talk about the Planeswalker, Jake, is this pack worth it?
All right, so Baleful Strix $4.50, Birds of Paradise $7, Dovescape $2, Gilded Goose $3, Swansong $6, that's $22.50, plus the 2 arena codes that are roughly $4 a piece. That's what they vendor for. That comes out to $30.50. We're
so
trying
before
to hit...
shipping, $29.99 is the price of this pack. So before shipping, we have just crossed the threshold of value.
Just crossed the threshold. And, you have to think the shipping, before the shipping, I mean, the Stained Glass Planeswalker is going to add at minimum $4 of value to this. So you're just barely breaking even on this product, or just a little bit under breaking even. If you wanted to just go out and buy these cards, you go to your local game store,
right.
Or, you submit offers on eBay, you could probably get them for less than these prices. So, technically, no. I would say it isn't worth it. The Stained Glass Planeswalker could be good. It could be a complete dud like Watley. But the lowest end Stained Glass Planeswalker, Watley, is about $4 on eBay. So even if you completely swing and a miss, your Stained Glass Planeswalker is still going to recoup a little bit of value.
Yep, so as far as the value of the box, it's not quite there with this, and that's actually been a trend across this entire summer super drop, that the value line is either right at the pre-shipping price or even under. However, that does not take into account, like I said, your desire for this art on these cards. However, each of these... Bird of Paradise, Gilded Goose, you want 4 of those. You only really need 1 Swansong, but you need multiples across your multiple EDH decks if you've got a very finely tuned powerhouse of a deck that you're looking for, blue instants for. Same with Baleful Strix, you might want a couple copies across different EDH decks, so you might be better just going off and getting those. But if you want these as a pack, you want the code for the Bird of Paradise sleeve, and you want them all on MTGO, the whole pack is just available to purchase. Now, the Stained Glass Planeswalker speculation. Jake, what have we got for Stained Glass Planeswalker speculation possibilities?
Well, I think it's just going to come down to things that affect creatures or cards that reference creatures, or It could be something as simple as based on color identity. But, historically in the past, there has been some method to the madness as to how Wizards of the Coast chooses which Stained Glass Planeswalkers are chosen for these secret layers.
Right.
For example, when Secret Lair Rats came out, that was RATS for rats, which was Ral, Arlen,
Tamio.
Teo.
Teo, yeah, Teo.
And then Sarkhan. So from that perspective, you just have to think, well, it could be... I don't know. We were just talking about, what was the one?
Vivian has to do with creatures. Watley has to do with creatures. Ajani is green and white.
That's right.
That has to do with creatures. Also, if you look at the birds as a whole, you've got 2 green ones. You've got 3 cards that have blue in them. So if they focus on green and blue, maybe Kiora would be a possibility. Tamio's green and white. So I'm looking at ones that have green, ones that have blue. Outside chance Narset's in here. Outside chance Vraska of the Swarm. If they look at it, like birds don't travel in swarms, but they can swarm something. You can say, wow, those birds are swarming that tree.
That's a good
point.
So,
possibly that. Green also has Nissa and Jason there. So I would look at green and blue as the possible speculative routes for this set.
Yes, this secret layer is a loot box, and Joel, once per video, allows me to rant really quickly about it. I'm gonna
putting
complain.
you on the clock.
All right, here we go. 20 seconds, I'm complaining about the packaging. It's just far too big. When you've created a loot box that people are going to crack open, it really feels bad having to throw away all of this luxury cardboard. You could do something as simple as sending me something as small as a jewel case with these cards if I know I'm going to be cracking them open. Or, here's a hot take, what if you just put them in a regular booster pack? Like a small booster pack that I can just crack open, you cut down on shipping, I get my cards in it, my Stained Glass Planeswalkers in the back. or I can keep it sealed and it's protected from any of that potential curling. Did I almost hit 20 seconds? Or
Jake,
did I
that
talk
was
over?
great.
I'm done.
No, you nailed it. I think that was the most succinct. You're getting really good at making that argument just through sheer practice alone. We appreciate you watching. Hit that like button and that subscribe button if you like this video and you want to see more like it. If you want to support us further, we've got a Patreon. The link is down in the description below. The end of the month, I'm looking at my calendar. The end of the month is coming up. We give away bundles over on the Patreon at the beginning of every month. So you should go check it out and see if you want to hop on the party train, as I've started calling it. I don't know if it's going to stick, but I'm doing it again today. If you want to hang out with us, we stream on YouTube and on Twitch. Go find us over there or hit that notification bell down there so you know when we've gone live. Jake, I'm tapped out.
That's it. I'm going to leave you with a quote today. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And that was Wayne Gretzky that said that, which was Michael Scott that said that.
Thank you for watching.